Welcome. Today we are looking at this Forestmen's Hideout set. Now, by the time you're watching this review, you are no longer able to get this gift with purchase. It's sold out, and you'll never be able to get it again. Well, not quite. See, I really like this set. And I think it's great. We'll go in and talk about all the different features and aspects of this set. However, this set is one of many of Lego's new promos that, for whatever reason, Lego is using very more sketchy or deceptive tactics to get people to buy. And because this set was only going to be available for a week in June with the purchase of $150 or more in the United States. It was available from June 15th through June 22nd, and that was when it was initially announced. However, in between those two dates, we had LegoCon. And at LegoCon, they revealed the new Lion Knights Castle to celebrate the 90th anniversary of Lego. And this is also a 90th anniversary Lego set. However, this will be available during the dates of the initial release of that Lion Knights Castle. And they only announced that after they announced the Lion Knights Castle. So you might ask, well, so why was it available as a gift with purchase in the middle of June? Because the Lion Knights Castle won't come out until August. Well, because they wanted to deceive people into buying more Lego just so that they could get this. I think that's really unfortunate. I think it's a really bad business tactic. But, unfortunately, I think there's not a whole lot that people can do to make Lego really care. Because, I'm going to go out and get that Lion Knights Castle, and I'll probably end up getting another one of these along with it. And unfortunately, it seems like that's just the way it is. I really wish that Lego would stop having these promotions in these deceptive ways, because if you don't know, Lego has also released all of the new summer wave for Lego Harry Potter. I believe they started that on June 18th. And what they haven't announced is that at some point next month, in July, they will also be having a Lego Harry Potter gift with purchase set that's about the same size, so about a $25 set. And it's the staircase. And so I will be picking that up as a part of my Lego Harry Potter Hogwarts new building system. And, I'm hoping that that actually does connect to the castle. From the one angle of that set that we have on the box art, it doesn't look like it has any pinholes, but I've heard reports that it does connect. So hopefully it does. Um, Obviously, you can stick around on the channel, and when that comes out, I'll get it and review it, and we'll find out then. But luckily, I knew this information so that I didn't go out and buy all the new Harry Potter sets, because I'd love to have them, but I also want that promo. Um, so it seems weird to me that Lego would have that promo but not announce it, and instead let people buy a bunch of Harry Potter sets that they don't need um, in order to get that promo, or sets that they've already bought. And they did a similar thing with the other Harry Potter Hogwarts or Gryffindor chamber set, where once again, after the release of a bunch of Harry Potter sets, mainly, I believe that time, mainly ones that did not connect to the new Hogwarts system, then they released that promo. And it seemed very poorly timed, because if I'm, building my Hogwarts castle, why do I want to go out and buy a bunch of sets that don't connect to it just so that I can get a promo that connects to it? And, and I talked about in my Hogwarts video that um, they were a little deceptive in the fact that they hid what one side of that set would end up looking like, and all these things, and that I got it later. I did not get it as a promo, but ultimately, I think that's just a real shame, because I think that it is something that will follow this set, the Gryffindor Chamber, and the Hogwarts Staircase set. Is that all of them, well, they appear to be good sets, or at least this set in itself is a great set, but it's always going to be followed by the fact that it was deceptively marketed, the fact that it was only a gift with purchase, and the fact that, Lego kept it secret that they were going to give people another chance to get this set until, a halfway into the 1 week that they said it would be released for. And so it's really unfortunate, but with all that being said, we can go ahead and take a look here at the Forestmen. So, taking a look here at the Forestmen Hideout, we can see that right now it's in its closed up form. It's kind of nice. The tree is black, which I was surprised by, because those initial Lego castle sets and Lego Forestmen sets did have black trees, because for whatever reason Lego had only used the brown color for different accessories, such as the bow and arrow, or the quiver, or the shields, or different axes and weapons that had come at the time. But they hadn't quite made regular pieces with the brown color. And I always thought that the reason why they used black was because they were looking for something more akin to a dark brown color. but I guess not. Or at least for this remake and on the Lion Knight's castle, they've decided to keep the trees black, but use more rounded and modern techniques to make it feel more organic and less blocky. Um, so if we go ahead and we open the setup here, we can see that on the inside we've got this little area here for a figure to come in, and just directly across from that is a ladder that goes up to the second level, which is quite nice as far as making this a remake of the original set. Having this ladder is nice because the original Lego castle sets often had multiple levels but no ladder. It wasn't until later that they would finally introduce the ladder piece, and even when it was initially introduced, it was often just used for like gates and non-ladder things. And so it's nice that in the more modern sets they're including it to show how a figure would get from one level to the next. And then in there we've got just a little bit of standing space for, say, our little archer guy. If we can just go ahead and put him there, he can stand there and look out. Although, if you want his bow and arrow to stick out, he doesn't really have too much room to actually look out of the windows there, because his head is behind these two blocks right there. And then coming back into the inside, on the other side of the top level, we've got this little area here that has a bucket in there that has a few pearl gold studs just hidden inside, meant to represent gold coins. In the original set, because they didn't have pearl gold at the time, it was a yellow stud, or studs. Then if we move here to the other side, here on the other side we've got a little target for the archer forestmen to shoot. We've got a little mushroom which lacks any form of printing, which is a little disappointing. We've got our forestmen shields out here on the side, which these are new prints, obviously, for this set, which is really nice. I know there was a Bricklink Designer Program set castle that had these shields, but they were just plain brown, and then they had a sticker that you could put on, which luckily these are prints and not stickers. I really think that Lego needs to move away from stickers, especially for collector's items, like the 90 Years of Play sets. Here we have the Forest Woman. So taking a closer look here at this Forest Woman, it's actually quite interesting because they just use the same torso as our Forestman up there, which is a little disappointing. They do give her a ponytail or a braid piece there, as well as a updated version of that classic sword piece. So now, having moved some things aside and going and grabbed it, you can see this is what the original old late 80s, early 90s, I can't remember when exactly, the one set that the Forest Woman came in, but that's the original torso from that set. I'm lucky enough to have that, and I don't know, I think it would have been nice if Lego had done an updated version for this Forest Woman, rather than going the cheap route and just using the same torso for both the Forest Man and the Forest Woman. Since we're taking a closer look at that torso anyways, we may as well put an original red Forestman on there. Obviously, the feather there is a more modern touch. I didn't have the original feather to give him, but you can see how the old and new torsos stack up. The old torso had an interesting thing where the red printing there, I guess I just couldn't quite do that right, because it almost comes off as a more dark red color, whereas they got that right on the new torso. I like more of the texture on the new torso, and the belt is really neat on the new torso. I just wish that they had kind of kept more of the gold or yellow buckle from the old torso, because this one has a buckle, but it's kind of hard to see, whereas on the old figure the buckle definitely sticks out. Alright, so having removed that, and we'll go ahead and just move the Forest Woman to the side, you can see we get a modern rendition of one of the old Lego trees, as well as we get a small little flower there. We've got a spear on the side here, as well as then we've got many different techniques for holding these plant pieces into place, as well as using some of these Friends handlebar pieces in black to give it more of a adjustable angle, though I like to try and keep them flat. We've also got this little roof here, which can be opened, and on the original Forestman set, that was some of the older hinge pieces, which Lego no longer uses, and so now it's just a couple of clips, which the clips do provide a stronger grasp than the old hinge pieces did. However, the clips are more likely to break. I'll have this sitting here on my shelf, and unfortunately, one day I'm almost positive those clips are just going to break. Because unfortunately, they are very fragile. I do wish that Lego would find a way to reinforce their clips, or maybe allow them to have some sort of release from the pressure. Just something that would keep them more stable over time would be really nice. But I think that's all that I really have to say about this set. I really like it. I don't like the way that it was released. If you want to get it on the aftermarket, I'm sure it's selling for more than $25. But I do know from my receipt from the Lego store that is what Lego values this set at. Is they put it at the $25 price point, because when they scan it out, they have to scan it, and then it puts in a price, and then it clears out that price. So on my receipt, I was able to see that it is $24, or $25 rounding up. And I think it would have been a great set had they just released it. I do think it's a little unfortunate because back a few years ago when they were celebrating 60 years of the Lego brick, they had several cheaper options for sets that people could buy, as well as more expensive sets, but they were all basic building block sets. And so now Lego has done a better job at actually remaking some of their older classic sets, which I really wish they'd do more often. However, unfortunately, Lego has chosen to only release bigger sets for their 90 years of play, which, is great for someone like me, but, I can see a lot of people going, well, I don't have, $100 and some odd dollars for the spaceship, or I definitely don't have $400 for the castle. It's like, a nice $25 set, hell, even bump it up to $30, would have been a great option for a lot of people. But unfortunately, they don't get it. This set, though, is great. It's got a lot of really good pieces. It's got quite a few of these pieces here that are half 2x2 cylinder. So they're a 2x1 half cylinder piece. I have not seen those before. I'm sure they came out in some set before. And if I have seen them, I didn't make note of them. But they seem like they are a really useful piece. And they definitely help with creating some more of the rounded angles of this set, especially when closed up like that. But yeah, I really think that's all I have to say about this set. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you thought that it was informative, and that you will, make your buying choices being well informed. Thanks again for watching. Like the video, comment, subscribe. You know all the stuff to do. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.